Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanatimirandasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Sri Guru Shiyuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarviyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaye Vachapatitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Isvaraga Paramaga Krishnaga Sachidananda Vigraga Anadir Adir Govindaga Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Guhyam. So, Krishna, there is no duty for him to do. And that's what in the third chapter we are studying, that Krishna wants us also to be like him, that there should not be any duty for us to do. That's what Krishna wants us to do. But because of our attachments, bandha, we have a lot of work, a lot of duties we have to do. But Krishna is teaching very clearly that Tasya Karyam Na Vidyate means there is no duty for him to do. Yoga Rudasya Tasyaiva Samaga Karanam Uchyate means when we achieve the status of yoga, then there should be the reason for not doing any duty. That should be the way of our life. That's what Krishna is expecting from us. Krishna wants from us that we should not be in a position to act. That we should not be in a position to act means we should not be forced to act. That's what I mean. Forced to act. Then we will have a choice. Name partasti kartavyam. That's what Krishna said. Trishalokeshu kinchana. There is no duty for me in all these three worlds. We should also be like that one. There should not be any duty for us to do, not by force. When there is no duty for Krishna to do in all these three worlds, Name patasti kartavyam trishulokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam vartayevacha karmani. Nor I have to obtain anything by doing some duty, by performing work. Our situation also should be like that way only. We should fully depend on Krishna, then Krishna takes care of us very well. So that way we don't have to work hard. We don't have to suffer, struggle, anything. But we have a material body. That's the difference between Krishna and us. We have to, in order to maintain our body, we have to do some work. Otherwise, we cannot, physically, we won't be fit. These days, because of the sedentary lifestyle, because people sit and work for hours and hours, not doing much work, or sit in the, like what they call it as potato couch, correct? So sitting in the sofa or something like that and watching all the time movies, serials, this and that and all such nonsense in the TV. So That way people get obese and eat unnecessarily, eat so much of junk food that is known as junk food, and then get obese and get all kinds of disease because our body cannot handle all these things. But Krishna is asking us to work to just maintain our body, just physically, to keep our body physically fit, so that we can make our mind mentally fit. So that should be our goal. Our mind should be completely engaged in Krishna's service, Krishna's memory, Krishna's remembrance. Then our mind will be very, very fit. Without giving such exercise to our mind, like without giving exercise to our body will not work. In fact, really it happens even for our brain. Our brain has got a map, like we read map, correct? Map. So like that, our brain has got a map for the sensory system, somatosensory system. So it goes like this. It goes like this. Like the map goes. So there is in the what is known as, there are 4 lobes in our brain. So there is parietal lobe. So this is frontal lobe, parietal lobe. So here, the sensory network, it goes like this. So that map goes to all our body. So the portion of that brain controls the hand, the thumbs, legs, and all the portions of our body, that sensory nerves are all going to go on end. And just before that, in the frontal lobe, there is a motor network system. That is our motor nervous system is there. So if we don't use our body, for example, if I don't use my hand at all, maybe left hand at all, keep it like this for very, very long time, for many months and years, that portion of the brain will be occupied by some other portion. So that way it won't be available to us. Then afterwards we can't even move. That's why this physiotherapy and all they do to make sure that the nerves are all connected correctly. So that is the way we need to do some work to maintain our body physically fit. So that way we can have a healthy body. So same thing if we don't do to our mind, if we are not mentally fit, then this life itself is useless. This body itself is useless if we are not mentally fit. If our mind is not our friend, if we are not able to lead a peaceful life, if we are all the time, our mind is agitated and disturbed and distressed, that's what is happening in today's life. People who have no knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and they too, everybody is controlled by media, controlled by a lot of social media, this and that, so many apps in everything is controlling them. They are finding themselves helpless. But that's not the case with devotees. Krishna's devotees, in fact, they will use all the apps only to understand Bhagavad Gita, to remember Krishna, to serve Krishna. So like that, we have to use all the technology, gadgets and everything in Krishna's service. That's what we are doing right now. Right now, we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are doing every day. We are able to make excellent progress in this effort. We are understanding the entire Bhagavad Gita. We are using all this technology to free ourselves from this material web. That's what we should be doing. Each and everything should be used in Krishna's service, only to enhance our Krishna consciousness, remember Krishna, go to Goloka. So that's what we should be doing all the time. So that way, we will be very clear in our objectives in our life, what we need to do. And Krishna, he has no work to do, but he loves us so much. So that's why he is doing all the work. So when Krishna said that I don't have any work to do, nor I have to do anything, nor I have to obtain anything by work. But Utside yuvi ime lokaga nakuryat karma chedanam. Sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami maga prajaga. So then I will be the cause to put this world into ruination if I don't do this. Krishna need not do it, but Krishna did it. Krishna is doing it, even though he need not do anything, even though he is not forced to act. And none of his actions are going to bind him also. That also we need to. Namam karmani limpanti. Namam karmani limpanti means my karma, my activities are not going to bind me. Whereas our activities will bind us. When we are attached to the results of our activities, that's going to definitely bind us. Namam karmani limpanti, name karma pales. Nor do I aspire for the results of the activities. So, that way, we need to understand our Lord, Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, He is so much merciful upon us. That means He loves us so much that He came here, He gave this knowledge, He is even giving this knowledge to us. Even now we are able to study Bhagavad Gita, we are able to make progress, continuous progress. We are connected with Krishna. So because Krishna loves us so much, there is no limit. He wants to serve us. Krishna wants to help us to get out of this material world. But if we are not ready, Krishna can't help. That is the problem. The problem is with us. If we are not ready to give up everything in this material world, if we are not ready to completely focus our mind only on Krishna, not on anything else, then even though Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, even though Krishna is the source of everything, but Krishna is completely helpless if we are not ready, to listen to Krishna. That's the problem Krishna has. So that's the reason we are struggling and suffering, because we are not ready to accept Krishna's service. Even though many times, every time we say that we need to serve Krishna, we have to render devotional service unto Krishna, service to Krishna like that. But the reality is that Krishna is already serving us all the time, even without ourselves asking for it. Because He wants us to get out. He wants to help us get out of this material world. Like when somebody is in danger, what we are going to do? We are going to help them. We are going to get them out of the danger, correct? That's what we do. When somebody is drowning or somebody is in danger in somewhere, and if we are able to help them, and that's what we are doing, we are helping. That way we are all in danger. We are all in problem. We are all in this material world. We all have this material body, temporary life, miserable life. So, Krishna is helping us. Krishna wants to save us. Tesa magam samudarta mrityu samsara sagara. Mrityu samsara sagara. So Krishna wants to save us from the ocean of material miseries. That's what Krishna is waiting. But we need to be ready. That's the very important. For that, we need to have this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So if we have the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, if we are ready to fully surrender unto Krishna with love and devotion, so then we will be able to lead a meaningful life. Then our mind will become our best friend. Then things will go on in our way. Whatever we want, it will happen. One thing is very much sure. We need to understand that anything we want to do it for Krishna, it is going to happen. There is no doubt. The very proof is that even we ourselves, so many devotees from different places, we are joining and studying Bhagavad Gita, because this was my wish that I wanted to teach this Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is making that happen. We are all wishing now that we want to spread this message and make many devotees, identify all the devotees everywhere and distribute this knowledge. That is our only goal, nothing else. We don't have any other goal. That also is going to happen. Krishna will make such things happen, because when we want to do it for Krishna, then it is definitely going to happen. These are all what is happening right now is miracle. So, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is the science, which is the king of science. We need to fully depend on this Bhagavad Gita. And that way we will understand very well that we are not that we are only the three modes of material nature are doing everything. And we will understand very well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should be completely attached to Krishna. Completely we should surrender unto Krishna and we should believe in Krishna fully. Whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, we have to believe in. That's it. Krishna says, he will do it. When Krishna says that, you always think of me, I will deliver you from all sinful reactions, I will free you from all problems, then Krishna will do it if we think of him, if we surrender unto him. If we do everything for Krishna, then Krishna will do it because he is saying, Mat prasada. So my mercy, by my mercy. So that's what Krishna is saying. Tameva saranam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata tat prasada param shantim sthanam prapsyasi sasvatam. So you just surrender unto Krishna. Tameva saranam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata, in all respects. Then by his mercy, tat prasadat param shantim, the supreme peace we will achieve. Prapsasi, param shantim sthanam asasvatam, sasvatam sthanam, the permanent abode. So we will achieve the supreme peace of mind and we'll go to Krishna's abode, the permanent abode. So that's what sthanam sasvatam, sthanam prapsasi sasvatam. That will definitely happen because Krishna is telling he will do it. Whatever he says, he will do it. Krishna will. So we just have to tameva saranam gaccha. We have to simply surrender unto him. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manava. So if we just render all service unto him, then we are going to achieve perfection. Siddhim vindati manava. So that way, we are all on the right path. We are all progressing. Krishna's causeless mercy. With this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we will be able to free ourselves from the three modes of material nature, and Krishna will give us all the needed strength, knowledge, memory, whatever we need, Krishna will give it. That's the very important point we need to understand, because when Krishna wants to save us, when Krishna wants to give us, who can stop it? Who can stop Krishna? When Krishna wants to serve us, nobody can stop. So we simply have to accept his service. So we are the only person who can stop when Krishna wants to serve us. That is the only problem. We have to simply accept Krishna's service. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we already finished 19 slokas in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what we studied in the 18th sloka, Naiva tasya kritenartho na kritenehe kaschana na chasya sarvabhuteshu kaschitartha vyapashrayaga. That's what Krishna is doing. Naiva tasya kritenartho na kritenehe kaschana na chasya sarvabhuteshu kaschitartha vyapashrayaga. So, for him, there is no reason to do anything or not to do anything. That's what naivatasya kritenato na kriteneka kascha. Nachasya sarva bhutesu kaschitartha vyapashaya. So, that way, we don't have to, we are not answerable to anyone. Nachasya sarva bhutesu kaschitartha vyapashaya. We are not answerable to anyone. That's what Krishna is teaching. So, that is, a self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being. That's what Krishna is doing. Now, in the next sloka, what we are studying, what we studied in the 19th sloka, therefore, tasmad asaktaga satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaga. That's what Krishna is saying. Tasmat asaktaga satatam karyam karma samacharan. Asaktohi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaka. Therefore, you perform all your activities without any attachment. By doing so, you will achieve the Supreme Person. Asaktohi acharan karma. If you perform all your activities without any attachment, then you are going to achieve the Supreme Person. Paramapnoti purushaka. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty, for by working without attachment, one attains the Supreme. That's what Krishna is. Now, in the next sloka, Krishna is continuing in the 20th sloka. Karmanaiva samsiddhim astita janakadayaga loka sangraham yevapi sampasyan kartumargasi. So, karmanaiva, Krishna is now giving an example. It's coming from Krishna. Krishna is giving an example. Who did like this? Who has done like this? Karmanaiva samsiddhim, by performing the activities, karma, without any attachment. Tasmat asaktaga satatam karyam karma samachara asakto acharan karma paramapnoti purushaga. So who did that? Krishna is giving an example that Janaka and other kings. Janaka is Goddess Sita's father. So Janakadaya. So karmanaivaki samsiddhim astita Janakadaya. Loka sangraham evapi sampasyan kartumaris. Therefore, by considering the people in general, you perform your duty. So that's what Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight there in the battle, because Arjuna did it. That's why we are here studying Bhagavad Gita. If Arjuna didn't fight, if Arjuna didn't listen to Krishna if Arjuna decided not to fight, because Krishna told Arjuna that you wish what you want to. Yatechasi tathakuru. That's what Krishna said. So, swabhava jayana kaunteya nibaddaga svena karmana. So, kartum nechasi yanmogat karisyati avasopita. Because you are, due to moha, you are saying that you will not fight. But now you decide, because I have taught you everything. Viteñanam akyatam kukyat kukyataram maya vimusyaitat asesena yathechasi tada kuru. So I have given you the most confidential knowledge of all confidential knowledges. There is idite jnanam akyatam kukyat kukyataram maya. Now being deliberate on this, vimusyaitat asesena Yatechasi tadakuru, you do what you want to do. That's what Krishna said. If Arjuna decided not to fight, we are not sitting here studying Bhagavad Gita now. So Arjuna gave us very good, Arjuna became an example for us. So that's why here, Loka Sangraham evapi sampasyan kartum argasi. So kings such as Janaka attained perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating people in general, you should perform your work. So when Krishna tells Arjuna, that means Krishna is telling us also. So now we need to simply follow Bhagavad Gita and work and give this knowledge to everyone. So that way we just have to do whatever we are doing it for Krishna without getting affected by the results, because we should be attached only on Krishna. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 20th sloka in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanathimiradasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaurabhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna. If any devotee has any questions, you can use the raise hand option. Hare Krishna. Otherwise, I can unmute you one by one. Hare Krishna. Ganesh Urupa Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Sorry, I was busy with some things, so I could not attend your classes. I was listening to your YouTube.
YouTube, yes, Prabhu. YouTube, you can follow.
Yeah,
yes,
YouTube, you are coming there. Okay, Prabhuji. How are you? Everything okay, Prabhuji?
Yeah, by Krishna's causeless mercy, everything is going okay, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, I visited here. It's called Bangalore Temple recently.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, thank you, Prabhuji. Today, no questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So, your meeting September coming, 18th.
I'm not sure, Prabhu. Yeah, maybe I will have to postpone it, but I will let you know, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Okay, no problem.
because of this family, that is surgery. Yes, Prabhu. That's right. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
But we will definitely, Krishna's mercy, it will happen, Prabhu, sometime. Yes, Prabhu. And
Okay.
Krishna will plan. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you
Hare
for the
Krishna.
wonderful class. I have no questions. Just
Yes, we are leaving
thank you for
tomorrow,
your
right,
guidance.
Prabhu?
Yes,
Prabhu.
I'm leaving tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So,
Happy Krishna conscious travel and we stay in India. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much. Take care, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Venkata Nagarjun Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you Guruji for today class. Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Rahul Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. How
How
are
are you,
you?
Guruji? Yeah, fine,
Yeah, by
Guruji.
Krishna's mercy, I'm fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, you are able to follow our Bhagavad Gita on YouTube, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, YouTube I am following, Guruji.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes, Guruji. It
Any
is better.
questions?
No questions. It is better spiritual consciousness than before, Guruji. Thanks for
Very
giving
nice.
it.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy. Everything will be nice.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Krishna Vardhana Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Namaste. Thank you, Prabhu. Kamlesh Dingra Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु कैसे
Hare
हैं?
Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. By Krishna's mercy, I am fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So you are back in Houston,
हरे कृष्णा
Mataji, or you
प्रभु
are still in India,
हरे
Mataji?
कृष्णा प्रभु today is my I am
Yes,
in India right now, still in
okay.
India.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I will appreciate if all of you can pray for my younger brothers. Today is his birthday, his death anniversary, so I'll appreciate. I'll pray
Yes,
for my brother's soul.
definitely. Krishna's mercy is there, Mataji. Everything Krishna's.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhu. No
Mataji.
question. I just wanted to join
Yes,
this one.
Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Pray.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Vrinda Jai Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
You can hear me now?
Yes, Mataji. I'm able to hear you. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you for the class. It's very nice. And
Yes.
I'm on my way to the hospital. So I just had one question that you said that Krishna cannot help us in if we don't make the choice to surrender and remember him. So, Guruji, when everything is under Krishna's rule and domination, then why is it that he, because we are in this material body and we have forgotten our relationship with him, as you have said earlier. So we are a spirit soul, but we are in a material body.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Guruji. So, and we have that independent choice, as you have taught us earlier. We have that little independence given by him. So, Guruji, when everything is under control, even the material nature is under his control, even the individual soul is under his control, then that choice also, I mean, is his will only, na, that we are making.
It is like in a jail, prisoner is there. So the prisoner is under the control of the jailer. So all the prisoners there are under control. But our jailer is able to change them? Okay, you become a good person. Just don't do all these things. Don't do crimes. I will release you like that. The jailer can just like that go and change them. That is not possible, correct? Only that prisoner has to realize that he has committed a mistake and he has to change, and he needs to prove. He needs to act in such a way that he is no longer a threat to the society. He has to prove. So then jailer can recommend for early release from the jail, correct? So like that, we are in this jail. This material world is a jail. We are all prisoners, and now Maya is a jailer. The three modes of material nature, Maya is a jailer under the control of Maya. So now we need to prove to Maya that I am now good. I lost my ahankara. I love only Krishna. I don't want anything. So then Krishna will be able to liberate us from this material world. So that way, we need to prove that, like a jailer cannot force the person to change. The prisoner, by force, he cannot change. He cannot make a good person, right? By force, he cannot make any prisoner as a good person. So like that, Krishna cannot by force make us to love him, make us to give up all the attachments. That is not possible. You understand that, Mataji?
Yes, Guruji. So basically, the Maya, we have to prove to Maya first before.
That's correct. Then Maya should release us. So we need to surrender unto Krishna. So then Maya will be free. Maya will free us. So we need to understand this Bhagavad Gita, study this Bhagavad Gita, follow Krishna's instructions. Then Maya will free us from this material.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. It's, the same thing we understand, and the same thing again we need understanding. So very often I have realized this, like you go into a blank state again and again and again, you want somebody to open up the doors. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, pranam.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, pranam.
Very good lesson. Very happy to listen daily, guidance from you. Really interesting. And against all odds, you are continuing your Gita Gyan. That is wonderful.
Yes,
and
Krishna's blessing.
We hope that sort of love to Krishna remain with us, so that we can always listen you daily without fail. One or other region, worldly regions, we are not able to maintain that thing, but we hope that by Krishna's mercy, we will be able to do that. Thank you, Guruji, for your daily dose of Gita Gyan and guiding us in Krishna's service. Really wonderful relation, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for a wonderful class, Guruji. And very interesting to know the pull of Maya is so strong. And you said like a jailer, Krishna is, although it seems quite a cruel situation actually for human beings, right? To be in jail all the time.
Yes.
And to try to come out. I don't know why it has been designed in that way. But I think everything there is a reason.
Because we are keep on committing sins. Krishna is saying that Desamta Antagatam Papam. Then if our papa is to come to an end, sins, because we keep committing sins, that is the problem.
Okay. But the system has been designed in such a way that we are prone to commit sins since we are pulled by Maya, isn't it, Guruji?
No. Because everybody is getting an opportunity to study Bhagavad Gita. We go and tell how many are listening.
Okay.
How many are believing in, how many are listening. You try, correct? When we all try, not everybody will show interest, correct?
Okay. So although the
Even
window
family members
window is
also,
open,
they
yeah.
don't even show interest. Yes, ma'am.
Got it. Although the window for escape is shown, people are not
Exactly.
getting
Opportunities are given to everyone. But if they are not taking it seriously, they don't realize, understand, because one should have knowledge. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha dosanu darshanam. One who sees that birth, old age, disease, and death are the symptoms of sufferings. So if we can't see that, then how can we help them?
No, but if somebody is materially very happy, they are not going to be so easily be convinced that this is the way out, isn't it? If they are
Nobody is
enjoying
materially
material
happy.
things, if they are enjoying material things and thinking that this is the way to live and all that.
But they should know that this life is going to come to an end. Everybody
Correct.
knows that.
Correct.
Everybody knows that this is temporary.
Yes,
And
Guruji.
it's going to come to an end, it's going to be miserable. It's not going to be materially very happy. This is not permanent, because senses are going to become weak. When senses becomes weak, we cannot materially also enjoy.
Correct. Yes, Guruji.
So, yes, mother. So that way we need to understand that is because of ignorance, that is ajna. Ajna means ignorance. Ajnascha ashraddha danasta. Ignorance and not believing in Krishna, then samsayatma vinashyati. A doubtful person will destroy it. We can't help.
Okay. And one more thing, Guruji, like many of the youngsters, they don't get pulled so easily into the Krishna's way, even if it is shown to them. But as we grow older, see, even I've been through the same thing. Luckily for you, when you were in your 20s itself, you got into this,
Yes,
path.
ma'am.
But for us, it has taken many years to come into the path, because we were always, busy with doing other things. Or maybe even when the opportunities came, we were oblivious to it. We didn't even know that it was an opportunity.
Yes,
A lot
that's
of
correct.
people might be in the same position, right? Who are who may not be knowing that this is the right.
Who may not be knowing, who may not be realizing that this material world is miserable. That is the problem. We need to realize that is the main.
And they are undergoing all the miseries also,
Yes.
but not knowing that there is a way out.
That is the
So
thing. Yeah. They think that they can fix the problems, but that is not possible. That's what we need to realize and understand.
Okay.
So, that's the thing. Yeah, that one should really be inquisitive and really ask the question that why am I suffering? Why am I struggling? That's the main important. If you can't ask that question, then we don't have knowledge. That's it.
Okay.
Whoever he can be, whoever that person is, if that person is not able to see that we are suffering, that means that person is ignorant. That's it.
Okay. So the veil of ignorance is what is covering.
That's correct. Ignorance is dangerous. Ignorance
is covering what the actual knowledge is.
That is correct. Because of ignorance, we are not knowing the right thing. So we need to have faith on Krishna then.
So is it when you go through different janmas, slowly the veil of ignorance gets removed one by one? Is that the way it happens, or it can happen suddenly also in one of the birth that you are you are able to see things for what they are?
It's a slow and steady progress only, Madhi. We are all here not just because this birth itself we have become suddenly devotee and all. It's continuing. That's why we are basically devotees already. That's why we are here actually.
Okay.
So it is continuing. Next birth when we take, we will again Krishna will create opportunity. We will be there. Correct. So all these opportunities are created by Krishna only. Krishna knows that our previous, he is always with us in every birth, correct? So he will create the opportunity at the right time when it comes.
Okay. Okay, Guruji.
Yeah, for me, it was unimaginable at that time, 30 years ago, myself going to IIT Bombay and Mumbai and then study MTech and study Bhagavad Gita. That at that time, it all happened. Krishna's mercy. Yes, mother. It's all Krishna's arrangement.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for coming into our lives. And
yes, Mother. Krishna's mercy, we will all plan. We will plan very well and do much more service. Especially, we have a big team in Bangalore now. Mani Prabhu also joined our Bangalore team group. So we need to
Yes.
plan, Mataji. We have to, that's the main thing. We have to identify all the devotees in all the cities. And since we already have a big team in Bangalore, we should move forward. That's the main thing. We should
Okay.
plan. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you,
Hare
Guruji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Suresh Tabi Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Very nice example given by you of the jailer and all. Like it is like directly
Yes.
appealing actually. Why we are here, very appealing. And we have learned that we have to attain the state of self-realization.
Yes, Prabhu.
That is our goal.
That is our goal. It will happen. Krishna's mercy, it will happen.
Yeah, it will happen slowly. Like it takes.
Yes, slowly and steadily we are on the right path. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Guru. Yes, Guru. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु
Hare
दंडवत
Krishna.
प्रणाम
Prabhu.
हरे
Dandavad
कृष्णा
pranam.
हरे कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna.
कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे
Krishna.
हरे
Hare
हरे राम
Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
राम राम
Ram Ram.
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare.
थैंक यू
Hare
गुरु जी आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहे हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sunil Shivas Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा गुरुजी दंडवत
Hare
प्रणाम
Krishna.
गुरुजी
Dandavad pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
हरे राम हरे राम
Hare
राम
Ram.
राम
Hare Ram. Ram
प्रणाम
Ram. Hare Hare
प्रणाम
Krishna.
गुरुजी
Pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji. Gayatri Shivakumar Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mani Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Namaskara.
Krishna. Namaskaram Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
After the gap of one day,
Yes.
I think it's a very good interaction. All
Yes.
Mataji posing good question. See, the
Yes.
question is, everybody has this doubt in their mind.
Uh-huh.
Somebody utters, somebody doesn't utter. That's the difference. Everybody has the same questions, doubts, because we are so bounded by our materialistic life. From the childhood, we are looking at some objective,
Yes.
which is not real. We are running towards artificial thing and end up with vacuum. That is what it happens. So the best example is when the child is born, it starts crying, and we used to distribute sweets and other things we celebrate. But in child's mind, it's a suffering starts. I'm audible.
Yes, bro. I'm understanding. Yes, bro.
So it starts crying because before birth, it has a different world altogether. It enjoyed. When it took birth, the gravitational pull makes them to cry. You understand? When the crying
No
starts,
child laughs, smiles. Yes, bro.
so up to third year or fourth year, it smiles. It gets into their own mood. Maybe Krishna or somebody does all the play for the child. Once it crosses fourth year or fifth year, then it comes to our materialistic environment. Then the trouble starts. So Gita, when it is imported in the earlier age, the maturity used to come. Then all human beings, they will understand what is real and what is artificial. So that kind of maturity will come automatically to us. As Sumati Mataji is telling, it's too late for us. So we are just running around. When we cross 50, 60, then we understand what is Bhagavad Gita, what we lost. Slowly we try to pick up. But if it starts in the earlier stage, the maturity automatically comes to their mind. So they go towards that.
Yes.
So Krishna helps those people are using their own intelligence. That is Viveka. In some sloga, I don't remember that sloga. He said, any murk people, ignorant people, I can't help. They themselves have to revive themselves. I am there for Vivek people who are intelligent, who has adequate knowledge to understand me properly.
No, he
So-
says that even if somebody commits the most abominable activities, still engaged in my devotional service, he should be considered saintly. Because he will quickly attain righteousness and attains everlasting peace. He quickly becomes righteous. Yes. So being a devotee of Krishna is what very important.
No, that independence which is given, that independence has to be used in a proper way so that you will get a mind freedom, what is required, what is not required.
Yes, bro.
So now I can't do anything. I am a tax consultant. I am servicing my customer on taxes, on wealth and many other things, their savings and other things. Now I can tell as a duty bound person, don't save much for your next generation. At least you do charity so that you can get the enjoyment through it. So Guruji, when we go to Shabrimala and all, you know, there we get the real happiness. When we used to feed, you know, so many people who are coming hungry and all, when we do those services, the happiness it gives that you have drank 3 glasses of ice without drinking it. So that immense pleasure comes in when you feed the needy, the situation when it is needed. So you get the Atma Tripti and you get pleasure out of it. So as a Krishna Bhakta, a devotee, we can do only those duties to make marga for Bhaktas. More devotees should come, more devotees should
Yes. We need to identify devotees and give them Bhagavad Gita.
And instead of going for their own next generation savings habit, this thing and all, if they are matured, I don't think they will do sin to trouble others. They will pay tax in time and it goes in a right direction. If it happens automatically, then we are doing service to Krishna.
Yes, bro. Yeah, we need to spread this Bhagavad Gita. That should be our only service. Then automatically.
Yeah, the strength has to come, mental strength
Yes,
has
we
to
will
come.
plan, bro. We will
Only
plan.
we will get it.
Krishna will help us, no doubt. Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Krishna will help us.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank
Hare
you,
Rama,
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare.
Thank you, Guruji. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Every moment we are enjoying. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Palniyappan, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So today I think we have completed the chapter. So it is really interesting. The whole chapter is practical and very interesting. And from my side today, no questions. And really I enjoyed most of the discussions today we had with our other devotees. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Ram Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank
Hare
you very much,
Krishna, Prabhu.
Guruji. We are blessed
Thank
your visit at ISKCON temple. And today's
Yes,
picture
Prabhu.
also excellent, Guruji. Lord Krishna's picture. I've been
Yes,
watching
yes,
for half an hour continuously. Still I can go on watch, Guruji. I must make it as my screensaver. Excellent,
Yes.
Guruji. Thank you very much. And questions also very nice. Like Brinda J.C. Madaji said, and we are humans. I think we have not reached the stage where we always remain in Krishna consciousness. So we have challenges in life, external pressures comes in. So that's why at times we go blank. It's like while driving, we have a blank spot, Guruji. We have blind spots, something similar, Guruji. So that's why we have you on board with us. You're guiding us, and we have books everywhere. And what I did is I have multiple copies of Bhagavad Gita, Guruji. Wherever I keep it at my bedside, work table, wherever I see, I can only see Bhagavad Gita. And whoever I meet now, I only talk about Bhagavad Gita, Guruji. Rest I shut off. That is an easy way, Guruji. My house television got faulty about 3-4 weeks ago. No one bothers now, Guruji. All shut off. That is, it is done and dusted, Guruji. Similarly, news channels, newspapers, it's all waste, Guruji. Utter junk.
Waste of time.
Nothing. A waste of time. It's a waste of time, Guruji. So we have to refresh, Guruji. We are progressing. The other interesting question, Srimati Umapati Mataji mentioned, that is very common to everyone. At the younger age, teen, we all behave like a revolutionary person, because we are influenced by that, Guruji. She said, system is faulty. This is because wherever we follow a movie hero or whosoever it is, the moment they attain success, they start to talk about social reforms. A small person hit a century, next he talks about social reforms, all these things, Guruji. Everyone is like that. 2 movie success, the fellow started talking about social reforms and all, Guruji. This is a stupidity. So that everyone goes through. As a youth also, that's the reason I did not succeed, Guruji. I'm very thankful. Probably if I was a successful person in an early stage, I could have been a mad fellow like that, Guruji. It's good that all the failures have shaped me. That is very good. System is perfect, Guruji. Like our Mani Prabhu said, I argued with my uncle, and he is a staunch communist man still today. He was a communist party lawyer and all. So when I was going to Sabrimala, he said, "Oh, the system is highly polluted. Why are you going there? All the congregation happens there." Then I told him, "You have to visit to understand. So many people are going there, but the system is able to accept, Guruji. That's the beauty of Sabrimala. When someone goes to Sabrimala in the nested forest, how many people go? There is no pollution, Guruji. The system is able to absorb all these things. Whereas in a man-made cities, we can't even do. You need people to come and clean up. All the cleaning services company comes. Similarly, Guruji, the whole Goloka, Lord Krishna has designed. There is no flaw in it, Guruji. Absolutely, there is no flaw. It is only our eyes which is flawed, and we did not have sufficient experience to compare, Guruji. And moreover, the world is a trial. Krishna planned in such a way, it is a trial for us to go and experience that. Those who are wise, they listen to jailer, Guruji. Correct. If I'm in a jail, I listen to jailer and I demonstrate to jailer, I'm good, I'm doing prasadam every day, I'm doing chanting. Jailer ultimately has no control. He has to open the jail doors to me, Guruji. That's what we are doing. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Excellent conversation. Thank you very much, Guruji. We are very much indebted to you, Guruji. Without you, I don't know where I will end up, Guruji. Thank you for reminding us. All great, Guruji, all great. Though we can't meet by this September, Guruji, we shall all plan and we should have even much better celebration, Guruji. Probably we shall all travel to Texas or we will find another common place, Guruji. Things will happen, Guruji. Definitely. It's all Krishna's plan. It's a trial. We go through the trial, Guruji, in a happy note because Bhagavad Gita is with us. Nothing to worry, Guruji. You always say in Tamil class, it's a odam. It's a ship for us to travel. I'm enjoying, Guruji. The Noah's Ark, whatever they are calling in Bible, which is with us now. I'm traveling. I'm in a cruise ship with you, Guruji. Hare Krishna to all. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Guruji. The concluding, that's a nice sloga, Guruji. Today, we leaders are there, like Sumati Umapati's question. As long as a parents and Guruji like you, when you are leaders, all the youth will naturally follow, Guruji. No harm in that. It will happen naturally. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Manoranjan Sahib Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Very wonderful session because it is really enlightening class. As why did Krishna mention the name of Janaka? So those who perform their duties sincerely and with much more dedication, commitment to their work, they will be rewarded. So Lord has rightly those who deserve it, Saharthi. So this is really, it's a very nice look for us to be transformed. Whether we are discharging right way or wrong way, it is time for us today to think of and judge what is distinguish the right and wrong. Really, the today's sloka opened our eyes as what we are doing. At least we have to concentrate whether I'm doing wrong or right. So this is sloka is all these slokas in Gita, any word is powerful, and Lord Krishna is very merciful, and as you say, so always costless mercy. Because of that, we are enjoying this class. Otherwise, what would be the situation? I won't understand. That is really eternal bliss I am getting, whatever the actions may be, duties or whatever the work. These are all secondary. Only when you attend and the more and more time to devote Lord Krishna, He will save us from this miseries or the sufferings and what you are facing. Now, this is Tita Prajna, Pandita Samadarshina, those who are really lucky, they can attend and they can they get this divine knowledge, this transcendental knowledge, Guhya Jnanam, Raja Vidya, as you told. So really it is a nice, and we should realize and repent what we are doing right and wrong. This is the time for us to introspect, to to rather to think of, to muse upon or what is right and wrong. So as it is easy to you give us, and that kind of way you show us, lead us to the Goloka, the Haridham, and really the more and more time you devote, we can enjoy the real happiness. So Lord Krishna is nicely presented. You should not neglect it. So today's sloka is very important for all the devotees, those who are present here. So the Janaka, why did he mention not other kings and other people, only Janaka? And why did this kind of advice to Lord Arjuna, Arjuna, not other persons? So those who deserve it, the Lord Krishna has rightly mentioned, and I give you the chance. So this nectar, who will drink this nectar? Who will drink this kind of divine knowledge? So really very grateful, thankful Guruji and Prabhupada and you. Really you are very enjoy. So many the devotees of Lord Krishna, those who are followers of ISKCON, and you are fortunate enough to enjoy this class, and more time. We should not be artificial and more dedicated. And how it can be possible? Only in this class is possible. We should more and more by speaking or these things, that is not enough. By reading the scriptures, Gita, by sloka, and we have to apply it in our life. Vasudeva Kutumbam. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Pranam Guruji, Satada Naman, and all the devotees, those are present, always to give salutations and prostrations on all feet and all gurus and all people around us. So there is no superior inferior. All Basud. So Brahmasmi Shivang Prajnanam Brahmam Tattvamasi. So Hari Om. So Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan now.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.